In one of my previous videos that I titled Finding and Buying Old Tools, I got this draw knife here along with several other hand tools, and you can check out that video if you'd like to see what I'm talking about. I paid $4 for this draw knife, which isn't a bad deal, but as you can see, it is pretty rough, pretty worn out. It's been sharpened a lot. The back side is curved where there's been a lot of hammering on it, but it is interesting because it's an actual hand-forged draw knife. Somebody that needed it is probably the one that made it, or either a blacksmith made it and it was sold to a woodworker. I don't know the exact story, but it was interesting, and the plan was just to get it fixed up and back into working order. But since then I've changed that plan to just get this one right here cleaned up into normal, for normal use. This right here, the lower one, is the draw knife that I use all the time. So finding this one was cool because it's basically the big brother to my original one. And this one right here, the $4 draw knife, is going to be used for a different project, which I will talk about later. And just for fun, I brought out my first draw knife I ever bought. I can't remember how much I paid for it. Probably, I think it was about $10 or $12. And this kind, you can remove the handles on them or change the angles, as in you can change the angle up and down here, not fold it in. It's not a folding handled draw knife. I wish it was. I'd like that a lot more. I don't really like this one, but it was something that I bought early on, and it worked okay for when I needed it, but now I don't use it at all anymore. The blade itself has a nice shape, but the handles always will get loose and slip. Just not too big of a fan of it. So let's go ahead and take this one. It won't require much work, but we're going to get it cleaned up, sharpened, and then I'll do some shaving with it in the end. First up, I just gave it a light oiling with just some spray oil, and then using some medium grit sandpaper, I just went ahead and just kind of shined it up a little bit. It's just removing some rust, and there's the maker's mark. It says Jackson, made in the USA. So if y'all know more about that company, let me know. I don't know much about it. And there's the little butt caps on the back side of the handles. I used a polishing wheel with a black compound. That type dries hard and turns it almost into a grinding wheel, which quickly removes most of that rust. I didn't take it all the way down to shiny metal, but just mainly cleaned it up. When it comes to sharpening, you can see the position that I hold these draw knives. You could also clamp them into a vise somehow. But using several different grits of stone, coarse, medium, fine, whatever it is that you need to do according to the condition of the blade, I just kind of work it. I like this position because it's easy for me to hold the stone at the right angle. And then for the back side of the blade, I just hone it lightly with a pretty smooth stone, and then finish it off with that super smooth little ceramic stone there, and then flip back and forth a couple times just to really hone that cutting edge. When it comes to actually using the draw knife, first you're going to start out with just some blocks of wood, or either a tree, or whatever, and then you're going to need to split it out, rough it into a shape. And the first step is just squaring it up. This is a really good way to control it. So first you just turn it into a square. Then from there you can turn it into an octagon, and then keep taking corners off until you bring it to round if you want to. A lot of times on things I will leave them an octagon shape because I like the grip of it. It keeps things from twisting in your hand. And then usually you're bevel down on the draw knife when you're doing most of your cutting, but when it comes to kind of paring off the end grain, to add these little chamfers onto the end of this handle, I go bevel up, and it's a better shearing effect. You can see it just slices it off nice. Well, I'd say for $2.50 and about 30 minutes of cleanup and sharpening that this has turned into quite a nice tool. If you found this in an antique store, they'd probably be asking between $50 and $75, if not more. So I'd say $2.50 and just a little bit of time is quite a good value. If you have any projects that you've done like this, I'd love to know about them. send me a message, send me an email. My email is thehomesteadcraftsman@gmail.com. You can send me pictures, and then I'll include those pictures in future videos where I talk about tools. You can also see me on Facebook and send me messages and pictures there too. So, guess that's all we'll say for this video. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and do so, and you will get updates when I post future videos. Other than that, just want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.